Money is powerful. Money is the most powerful force in the natural realm. That is why Jesus, in comparing the forces we could submit to, said you cannot serve God and mammon, money.
Did you just hear that? Pastor Mensa Otabil, a renowned religious leader, talking about the virtues of money. Now, what if I told you this same man found himself entangled in a financial scandal that led to the collapse of a bank? Intrigued? You should be. Welcome to another episode where today we're diving into a story that unfolds like a thriller, but leaves us with a serious question. Should religious leaders be involved in financial institutions? Stick around, you won't want to miss this. Now, before we delve into the moral and ethical maze surrounding Pastor Mensa Otabil, let's set the stage with a character you need to know. His name is Atoesian, a man who once had it all: wealth, power, and a bank that promised to redefine Ghana's financial landscape. Capital Bank was his brainchild. For a while, it seemed like nothing could go wrong.
I mean, I was the father of microfinance in this country.
So it was like Susu.
It was like Susu kind of a thing, but at the time, we're not even taking people's money. We're rather giving people money.
How did they give it to you back?
They were giving, okay, so
The payback.
The payback, we did what we call joint and several guarantee. So when you come, peer pressure, we put you in a group of 12, and then we give
What
you
is
the money.
peer pressure?
Peer pressure means that you are in a group of 12. 10 people have paid their loan, 2 people have not paid. And if you don't pay, they don't get money for the second cycle.
Or you called it peer pressure?
Yeah, so you will bring pressure on
That's
you.
interesting.
But as we've seen time and time again, the higher you climb, the harder you fall. Atoesian's downfall wasn't just a personal tragedy, it was a financial disaster that ripples through an entire nation. Convicted and sentenced to 15 years for stealing a staggering 90 million cedis, Essien became a cautionary tale of ambition gone awry. Here's where the plot thickens. Atoesian wasn't acting alone. Among the board of directors was a man you'd least expect to find in such a scandal: Pastor Mensa Otabil. Pastor Mensa Otabil, a man of God, the founder of the International Central Gospel Church, and a figure of moral authority for many. So, what was he doing on the board of a bank that collapsed under the weight of financial mismanagement and scandal? Otabil wasn't just a passive observer. He was an active director of Capital Bank. And when the bank went under, he found himself entangled in a web of legal issues. You see, he, along with 15 other directors, was sued for mismanagement and breach of banking regulations. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Atoesian, the man at the center of this financial catastrophe, came to Otabil's defense, claiming that the pastor had no role in the bank's downfall. Wow. Wow, wow. So we're left with a dilemma. On one hand, we have a religious leader, a man who preaches about moral integrity, caught in a financial scandal. On the other hand, we have the main culprit defending him. It's a complex situation that begs the question: can religion and money ever mix without causing a moral catastrophe? Now let's pause for a moment and consider the ethical implications here. We're not just talking about any individual. We're talking about a religious leader, a man who stands on the pulpit and guides a congregation. The stakes are higher, and so are the expectations.
Life is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, as you know, a couple of things have happened, and you've heard quite a few of them. You are Ghanaians, so you hear stuff, and I know people have all kinds of questions and so on. First of all, I can't explain anything to you. I can't because I'm in court. So we will allow the process to continue, and hopefully the full truth will be known.
Now, when that same man steps into the boardroom of a financial institution, the lines between right and wrong can get blurry, and then things go south, as they did with Capital Bank. The fallout isn't just financial, it's moral and ethical. Imagine being a member of Pastor Otabil's congregation. How would you reconcile your spiritual leader's role in a financial debacle? The cognitive dissonance is real, and it's a problem that extends beyond this one case. Now you might be thinking, is this an isolated incident? Unfortunately, the answer is no. History is littered with examples where religious leaders have found themselves in hot water due to their involvement in financial matters. Remember Jim Baker, the American televangelist who was convicted of fraud after raising more than $158 million for his theme park, Heritage USA, and then using the funds for his own personal expenses. And then there was Peter Popoff, another American televangelist who was exposed for using an earpiece to receive information about his audience members, all while claiming divine inspiration. And then there was Yonggi Cho, let's not forget about him, from South Korea. He was convicted of embezzling $12 million from his megachurch. So what's the takeaway here? It's simple but crucial. Religion and money are a volatile mix, especially when it comes to financial institutions. The ethical complexities and the potential for moral downfall are just too great. And this brings us to the core message of today's episode. Religious leaders should steer clear of financial institutions, period. The risks, both ethical and reputational, are just not worth it. It's a lesson that comes at a high cost, as seen in the case of Pastor Mensa Otabil and Capital Bank. So to sum it up, the story of Capital Bank and Mensa Otabil is more than just a financial scandal. It's a moral dilemma that challenges us to question the mixing of religion and money, as we've seen today. It's a mix that often leads to ethical and moral complications. But here's my take. Both Ato Essien and Pastor Mensa Otabil should have faced the music. Being a board director isn't just a title, it comes with legal responsibilities. It's not fair that Ato Essien is shouldering all the blame and serving time while others walk scot-free. If you're part of the decision-making process that leads to a bank's downfall, you should be held accountable, regardless of your religious or social standing. I want to hear from you. Do you agree that both men should have faced legal consequences? Let's get the conversation going in the comments below. And if you found this episode thought-provoking, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content and stuff that challenges conventional wisdom. And there you have it.